So then guys, welcome to the rediscovery of the 293 from Worcester to Stourport that was operated by Yarringtons, which ran in part of First Worcestershire's 294 and 295. And now the 295 is numbered the 296, operated by Astons. And we're actually following the same route as the 296 between Worcester and Stourport. So here we are, just about to depart from Worcester bus station. We're now leaving the bus station in Worcester, and we're heading to Stourport High Street. So here we are, just heading out of the city centre in Worcester, and we are going to be heading towards Stourport. So we're travelling on a Transbus Enviro 300, and here we are crossing over the bridge of the River Severn. And as you probably remembered, the River Severn suffered severe flooding back in 2020, way before the coronavirus outbreak. And this was when the 296 and 294 services were operated by Coniston. And Coniston had the 296 introduced on the 295 back in 2018. And the 295 after First Worcestershire became Diamond Bus. So here we are at the roundabout, and we're on the other side of Worcester. And then we're going to turn off right and heading down towards Worcester University. So here we are, just waiting at the island. Of course, I'm talking over the mic because there's copyright music playing in the background, and like I say, I do not want to get a copyright, so I have to talk, because I do not want to get any copyrights at all to terminate this YouTube channel, because this YouTube channel has got to continue. So far we got 608, but hopefully we can get higher than that as soon as we possibly can. So bear that in mind, guys. We will get there to the higher amount of subscribers, because at the moment we've got 608. We need more than that. More than 608 subscribers. We don't want to give up on the subscribers. So here we are, just heading down towards the Henwick University along the Henwick Road. And here we are on the Henwick Road now, just gone past the Co-op supermarket. So we're on our way down towards the Henwick University now. Henwick Road University for Worcester University campus. So here we are, just heading down towards the university now in Worcester on the service 293, going down the 296 corridor, because as you remember, the 293 used to follow the same route as the 296. So here we are, heading out of Worcester now, going to be heading to the university, and then after the university we're then going to head into Holteeth, and then over into Hallow, Shrawley, through Astley, and then on our way towards Stourport. So then we're just now arriving at the Worcester University, which is also served by the 31A route that goes into the grounds of the university. So here we are, just now departing from the university in Worcester, and we'll be heading towards Stourport via Holteeth and Hallow. So we're now heading out of the Worcester area and we're heading towards the Wyre Forest. Enjoy the journey. So then we're now leaving Worcester for Stourport right now on the 293 Rediscovered, which is followed by the present day 296 Worcester to Bewdley. So far on the channel, we got the 226 Dudley to Maryhill via King Swinford. And coming up on the channel, we've got the 242 Stourbridge to Kinver, which has recently been taken over by select buses from Green Bus. And Green Bus introduced the 242 alongside the 228 and then replaced it towards the end of September. So here's a tip for you. The 242 used to go to Maryhill for a short period of time, and then it was shortened Kinver to Stourbridge only. However, the 242 from Maryhill went the same way as the 228 and then turned off to serve Wigmore Village and Lakeside, and then joined up with the 228 into Stourbridge, and then after that it went on another detour into the grounds of Stourbridge Junction railway station, where no buses have been into the forecourt for so long, and then Bangor buses then introduced the 1X service, which we'll come to mention later on. And then after that it went through Old Swinford, down to Mary Stevens Park, past the Old White Horse, through High Park, Wollaston, then into the top end of Wollaston, and then onto the 228 route all the way into Kinver, going past the Stourbridge Rugby Club. And then after the Stourbridge Rugby Club, the service then carried on towards the Stew Pony at Staunton, and then after the Stew Pony at Staunton, the service then arrived into the picturesque village of Kinver. The 228, however, which was withdrawn during the coronavirus pandemic, basically started at Russell's Hall Hospital, and between Russell's Hall Hospital and Maryhill, the route followed the same route as the National Express West Midlands X10 all the way into Maryhill, Gunnelwood to Birmingham, and followed the 6 into Brawley Hill. And then after that it followed the 8s and the 250s and 251s, and it was a direct route to Stourbridge, and then a direct route into Kinver. The 227, however, which was peak times, basically started at Stourbridge only and didn't go to Maryhill, and then just went Stourbridge to Kinver, and that was also a direct link. The 580, however, which also serves Kinver, doesn't go to Stourbridge. Instead, it goes into Worcestershire, which is Kidderminster, the Wyre Forest. So instead of turning off towards the Vine, instead it does a loop around Brockley's Walk area in Kinver, and then goes back into the High Street, and then heads up Potter's Cross, past the Kinver Edge Rock Houses, and then after the Kinver Edge Rock Houses it then goes through Woodland into Kingsford, and then comes out into Wolverley, going across the Slad Lane, and then over the Wolverley Estate, and then after the Wolverley Estate, the service then goes through Wolverley, the hamlet, and then goes down Sign Hill into Broadwaters, and then over to the Horse Fair, and then into Kidderminster Town Centre. The 1X, which was the rail replacement introduced by Bangor buses, ran between the town station and the Junction Railway Station to help with the social distancing provided on West Midlands Railway Stourbridge shuttle train service. But however, that service is now removed, so there is no more 1X service in Stourbridge. That is now totally withdrawn and removed from service because the social distancing has started to ease. So that means we are soon coming out of this terrible mess and getting back to some kind of normality, because that's what we want. We need to be back to some kind of normality so we can start to live with this terrible coronavirus that we all had to face back in 2020.
So far, at the start of 2020, did a few videos. It started off well with the 580, Kidderminster to Kinver when it was operated by Coniston coaches. And then after that, we did the 519, Shrewsbury to Newport, that got withdrawn during the coronavirus lockdown. And that's now a school-only service. And then we did the 291, Kidderminster to Tenbury Wells, the first day operated by Yarringtons, which took over from R&B Travel and used the Mercedes-Benz Citaro. And then after that, we did the change to the number 8, Wren's Nest to Wollaston Farm. And then we also did the 6, Dudley to Stourbridge, the 81, Dudley to Merry Hill. We also did a few other changes to the route, like the old 17, the very old 17, which was the 257 Dudley to Stourbridge. And we also did a few other routes as well. And then after that, we then did the 8, Wollaston Farm to Wolverhampton, but we started at Merry Hill. And then we did the service 101, the Bridge North Town Circular. Then we did the 7, Dudley to Wollaston Junction. And then after the 7, Dudley to Wollaston Junction, we then went on to the Sunday 3, Kidderminster to Harley Kings. And then we took a short break, and then we moved on to do the 15, Kidderminster to Stourport via Burlish. And then after the 15, we then moved to do the 42, Kidderminster General Hospital, but started in the town centre in Kidderminster, to Redditch. And then after that, we then took yet another break, and then moved on to do the 585, which was the Coventry to Rugby when it was operated by Travel de Courcy, which became the 85 when it was taken over by National Express Coventry. And also we did the 86 Rugby to Coventry. We also did a few train videos and also did the Stourbridge Shuttle. Then we did the 133, Kidderminster to Droitwich, when it was operated by Conistons. And I would have mentioned that with the 15 as well. And then after that, we were going to do the 296, but due to the floods across Worcester, it had to be postponed until further notice. So we put the 303 into place instead, Worcester to Kidderminster via Ombersley and Ortlebury. Then we did the 28, Merry Hill to Stourbridge. And then after that, we did the 145, the Droitwich, not the Droitwich, the Long Bridge up to Morrison's in Rubery. The 145 route. We did the 145. And then after the 145, I think we did the Stourbridge Shuttle. And then after that, we then moved to do the 50, Wolverhampton to Wensfield. And then after that, we then moved to the 57, Stourbridge to Wall Heath. From when it was before the coronavirus lockdown. And then everything started to go well. Then we moved to the 40, West Bromwich to Wednesbury. And then the Monday, I don't think we did any videos after that. And then everything started to get worse because of the coronavirus. But however, our videos kept going and going until... And then we didn't know that the Monday was the last time I'd do adventure buses, especially in Kidderminster. So we did 28 Merry Hill to Alzoin. Then we did the 1s, Kidderminster to Rifle Range, and then 10s, Kidderminster to the Spennels. And then after the 10 Kidderminster to Spennels, we then moved to do the we then moved to do the 18 Dudley to Maryhill, and then that was the time that we didn't realise it was the semi-final of the first series, because then later on the non-essential travel had to be stopped totally due to high numbers of COVID cases. Because, however, the cases were starting to get worse and it was not safe, so we made an important announcement to pause our YouTube videos. So we decided to do the 226, the original version, Dudley to Maryhill, and that made a close to the YouTube channel, so everything started to pause and slow down. So we did no videos up until July time, and then we resumed to normal proper vlogs, and the first vlog to be back on was the 2 to 8 Russell's Hall Hospital to Kimver, because that was facing withdrawal because of the coronavirus pandemic. And then the replacement of the 2 to 8 was the temporarily 242 Maryhill to Kimver. So we did the 242 Maryhill to Kimver in a Plaxton President and then in a Trident, and we carried on being successful. We kept going and going, and then started to get out further afield and moved on to do the service 125 Stourbridge to Bridge North. And then after the 125, we then moved to do the 2 from Kidderminster up to Hales Park, which was reinstated after a suspension on the same week as the 125 that I did. Same week when I did the 125 video, the 125 wasn't suspended anyway. And then after the 2s, we then did the 9s, Kidderminster to Cornsall and Cookley. And then after the 9s, we did the 7 up to Sign Hill, 292 Kidderminster to Ludlow, 299 Stourbridge Circular, and the 251 Maryhill Circular. And then after that, we did the 582, the Saturday Shopper Kidderminster to Wolverhampton. And then after the 582, then did the last week of the 242 Maryhill to Kimver, plus a comparison between Maryhill and Dudley. And that was the 7 versus the 8. And then after the 7 versus the 8, we then moved to do the 296 Bewdley to Worcester. And then after the 296 Bewdley to Worcester, we then took another break from videos. And then we did the Purton Adventure, which was the 10 from Wolverhampton to Purton, 10A to Pattingham, and 10B to Codsall. And then after that, we did the 297 Kidderminster to Bridge North. And then after the 297 Kidderminster to Bridge North, we then did the 15 Maryhill to Wolverhampton. And then after, Wolverhampton to Maryhill. And then we did the 223 Dudley to Bilston. And then after the 15 Dudley to, 223 Dudley to Bilston, then did 208 Maryhill to Dudley Rediscovered, but we're going to do another version of that very soon. And then we took another break, and then we did the 124 Dudley to Cradley Heath Rediscovered, which I'll also be reinventing as well. I will be coming up with one very, very soon. And then after the that video, we then moved to do a few more videos on the YouTube channel. Like, we did the 1X Stourbridge Shuttle Rail replacement. And then after the 1X, we did the 288 Stourbridge to Norton, which we'll be also reinventing again. And then after the 288 Rediscovered, we then took another break. And then we had to do some pilot videos because of the second national lockdown. So we did the 250 instead. And then we did an alternative 250 afterwards. And after all that, we then moved. Then after that, we did an 8 Kidderminster rifle range to Hales Park, but had to be done virtual because of the coronavirus. And same went with the 580 Bewdley to Wolverhampton. And that soon came to an end, and then we did the 2A, Dudley to Merry Hill, and then the 2 Dudley to Merry Hill, and then everything, and then that came to an end, and then we had to do virtual because of a third national lockdown. Once that third national lockdown got eased, we then started to get back out again, and starting off with the South Staffordshire Adventure, which was Kinver, so that included the 242 Stourbridge to Kinver, and then the 580 on to Kidderminster. And then after that, we did the 14A, Dudley to Merry Hill. Then after the 14A, we did the 24, Dudley to Merry Hill. And then we did the 5, Dudley to King Swinford. And then after that, we took another break and we did a few more. We took a short break from video stuff. I can't remember what video I did on one of the Mondays after. I think I did a few, but I'm not sure what it was. And then after we did the 8 Rifle Range to Hales Park properly, 15A and 15C, Stourport locals. And then we did an X10 to Merry Hill. We also did the 580 Kidderminster to Kinver, and also 909C round Cuckley and Cornsall. And then we did the X14 Oaken Gates to Cannock. So anyway, as you probably know, I've been talking throughout most of the video, and we're not going to be far away now from Stourport. Because Stourport is not going to be far away from here, so we'll soon be arriving into the terminus in Stourport. So I hope you're all enjoying. So there will be more videos to come very soon. We might be doing the 81 Wolverhampton to Merry Hill Rediscovered. So that's going to be exciting for us. Here at Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures, might consider doing the 11A, but however the Walsall bit will have to be done virtual, but we will do a proper version of that very soon when we come to do it. So keep that in mind, guys. We will get through this devastating coronavirus mess, because I know it's been an awful situation we all had to face. But don't worry, we are coming out of the mess, and we will get there, guys. Don't worry, we are getting through it. It's something that we gotta learn to live with, and we are starting to live with it now. So we gotta learn to live with this COVID and all other flus as well. So this is what we have to do, I'm afraid. But don't worry, guys, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures is not going to stop. It's still going to carry on as always, so we can still deliver to the famous Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures service to you all. And I hope that you're all enjoying my exciting videos here on the channel. So we're not going to be far away. So we've got a few more minutes left to go to end the video, and then after that we'll move on. So just I hope that you're continuing to like my YouTube videos, etc. So we shall soon be arriving at Stourport. So we're just going through Astley right now. On the 293 Rediscovered, which is actually the 296. But like I say, the 293 ran the same route as the 296. So we have got a few more minutes left to go. And then our journey will end in Stourport. And what a fantastic video we've been making throughout the crisis, even the coronavirus that we all had to face for such a long time. But don't worry, we are nearly there, and we will get out of this mess, and we will get through it together. And so anyway, here we are, just nearly approaching the Walshes area in Stourport. So then we just completed the Astley Common area, and we are not going to be far away from Stourport. And then we will be terminating in Stourport from the 293 from Worcester, which was operated by Arringtons, and then they withdrew the service. And that would have brought the end to themselves serving the Wyre Forest area until early 2020, when they returned, when they took over on the 291 Kidderminster to Tenbury Wells, which used to be operated by R&B Travel. Because as you know, R&B Travel did a handful of routes. They used to do the 141 Ludlow to Bridge North. They also did the Ludlow Town Circulars, the 435 Ludlow to Shrewsbury, and of course they also did the 292 Kidderminster to Ludlow, which is now operated once again by Diamond Bus from the Kidderminster depot. And of course the 292 used to be known as the 2L back in the day, if you remember the old 2L route. Because like I say, I do remember the 2L myself. It was a good route, but I never did the 2L all the way to Ludlow, which was a shame, because it would have been good if I did the 2L to Ludlow, and then I would have had that in my archives to look back at what an impressive route that was. The 2L was one of my favourite routes. I only went on it between Kidderminster and Bewdley, and of course went on, and I did also do the 291, which was the Tenbury one, because I've done as well the 291. I've also done the 292 as well. And I have done the 292 when it was R&B Travel, if you remembered it being R&B, and they used the white top tear on the 57 plate with Cummins engine. The 05 plate that they used, which was the livery solo, was a Mercedes engine, and however that one was a Cummins engine. As you know, I'm a big fan of the Cummins engines and the Mercedes engines. In the Optairs, of course, had the MAN engine on the SR, which was the 13 plate. And the 13 plate was the regular on the 291 until the end. And that brought to the end of R&B Travel, because for good. The SR came in like the summer of 2019. For use on the 291 and 292, but it was ideal for the 291 route, as the 05 plate was getting on in bus terms. Of course, the same went with the Mercedes-Benz Plaxton Beaver. If you remember the Plaxton Beaver, the bread van that R&B used to use for use on the 291. It did do a rare appearance on the 292, but it was ideal on the 291, a Plaxton Beaver. And of course, I have been on a Plaxton Beaver over Bromsgrove in the past. As you know, I do like the Beavers as well. So this is the Walshes now in Stourport, so we're not going to be far away from Stourport Town Centre. So then, here we are just over the Walshes area in Stourport, and we're not going to be far away from Stourport now, so we got a few more corners to make. Of course, Stourport is also a popular destination on the River Severn. Of course, it's known as Stourport on Severn, and on the other side, which is also on Severn, is called Upton, which is by Worcester. And Stourport, for example, has an amusement park. It also has amusement arcade, also a high street full of fish and chip shops, independent shops. And of course there's a Tesco supermarket within Stourport town centre. So there is a lot to see within the Stourport area. So loads of different places to choose from within Stourport. So here we are. So we're just nearly in Stourport area now. And here we are. Just coming along. So we're just coming along now. Near towards the turn-off point where we're going to head with it into Stourport town centre, where the journey will end. And will end at Stourport High Street, and that is where the journey will be completed. So guys, hope you enjoy my videos, and I know it's been a bit of a rough time throughout the coronavirus, but like I say, we are keeping up with the videos. And also a big shout out to Kimberly, who is starting to enjoy my channel. Keep watching, more videos will be coming very soon. And now we've hit 610 subscribers, and can't you believe it? 610. So that is now a lot, so we're hoping to get to more subscribers anytime soon, so we'll have the higher amount of subscribers that you can name it. So we're not far away from Stourport on 7. Just a few more trips to go, and then we will arrive at the town centre. And then our journey will end right in the heart of Stourport town. And then once we get to Stourport town centre, the journey will be officially completed. So here we are, just coming into Stourport. Now, I'm not the only person who's filmed this corridor. If you know Adam King and his YouTube channel in capital letters, keep watching his videos, and he's got amazing videos to look at, and I'm impressed with all the videos that he makes. So a big shout out to Adam, who loves watching, who also enjoys my channel as well. Of course, he's done a few other videos which I've not yet done, like he's done places like Stratford upon Avon, which I only go to now and again, and of course Solihull, and even a few other additional videos. He also has done a lot of Birmingham routes, which I've never got to do, and even a bit of Warsaw. But he's also done routes that I've done, like the 891, the 228, 242, the 133, the 15, the 296, which is the one that we're filming, but as the 293 Rediscovered. He's done the 292, the 291, 758, which I did with him, and he's done a few other videos like the 145. And he's also done a few other routes. So anyway, here we are coming into Stourport, where the journey will end, and that comes to the end of our rediscovery of the 293. It's been a pleasure for you to be all enjoying, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for another Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures video. Until then, bye for now, look after yourselves, keep safe, and we are getting through this coronavirus mess, so remember guys, be safe, be happy, be helpful, and keep watching my vlogs. Bye for now, and I'll see you all again very soon.